Welcome in, clones. It is A-Bomb Coast to Coast. What's cracking? Glad you could be with us. Hope you're having a tremendous Thursday. And so we're back in Atlanta. It's been 2 weeks since the Hawks have been in Atlanta because they were shuffled out of town for the Super Bowl. It's almost like nobody wanted the Hawks around during the Super Bowl because there were a bunch of musical events going on in State Farm Arena where they play. So the Hawks just came off that 2-week road trip, and it was a successful one. Out of the 7 games, the Hawks won 4 of those. A big 4-3 road trip that nobody really expected. And so the Hawks are beating all expectations right now. That's bad news if you want us to tank. And we'll get into tank watch just a little bit later. But tonight, it is the Atlanta Hawks, and it is the Toronto Raptors getting set to do basketball battle. And we'll be right back with the starting lineups. You are on Coast to Coast. I'm A-Bomb, and we'll be right back. Don't move. A-Bomb Coast to Coast, getting set for basketball battle between Toronto and Atlanta. And let's get you the starting lineups for tonight. And that is brought to you by the Comfort Wipe Extension System. Longtime sponsor of the show. We appreciate having them around. And so your starting lineups go like this. For the Atlanta Hawks, it is Trae Young, the rookie, starting at point guard. Kent Bazemore gets the start at the 2 spot tonight. The redhead, Kevin Huerter, small forward. John Collins, second-year man at power forward. And in the middle tonight for the Hawks, it is Dwayne Dedmon. For Toronto, Kyle Lowry starts at point guard. Fred VanVleet is at shooting guard. Danny Green in the 3 spot, Pascal Sikiam at power forward, and Sergei Ibaka patrolling the middle for Toronto. And you've probably already heard this. Today was the NBA trade deadline, and so the Raptors made a big one. They will be getting 7'1" Marc Gasol coming to them soon at age 34. So major pickup for Toronto today. Not much going on with the Hawks, although we did get rid of guard, God, what's his name? Dorsey. Tyler Dorsey is leaving the Hawks and going to Memphis, and in return we get Sheldon Mack. You remember he was a Hawk for a few years and left in 2016. So those are our starting lineups, and we'll be back in just a few moments for the opening tip from State Farm Arena in Atlanta. That comes your way right after this on Coast to Coast. We'll be back. All right, clones, let's do this. We are set for the tip-off on Thursday night. And here it comes. Hawks in some white uniforms tonight. Never seen those before. It's almost like a Georgia Tech uni. And so the Hawks control the tip. And we're underway from Atlanta for the first time in 2 weeks. And Prince for the Hawks misses one. Not a good-looking shot. That went off the glass and did not catch rim. Let's go ahead and get the scoreboard up for you. Just bear with me one quick second on that. Pretty please. And so the Raptors score the first two of the night. John Collins unleashes a three, and it's good. And on that road trip, John Collins averaged 23 points a game. Big reason for the Hawks' recent success. And we've got a turnover on Memphis, and the ball goes back to the Hawks. So we've got a scoreboard coming up for you here. There we go. Now we're cooking. All right, there that goes. So we are set for some basketball battle tonight. From Atlanta, we've got a charging call. That is a offensive foul on the Hawks. Ibaka misses his shot, and so the Hawks come away with it. Kevin Huerter puts it up. A whistle prior to the shot. And it's another offensive foul on Atlanta. Two of those so far, and we're less than 2 minutes into the game. Nick Nurse, first season as Toronto Raptors head coach, and they're having a big year. They are second in the East, just one game behind Milwaukee. And what a beautiful day in Metro Atlanta today. Highs were in the 80s, probably close to a record high. So it feels good today. In fact, I got one of my doors open right now. It's actually too hot, but I really don't want to crank up the air in February if I can avoid that. Let us know where you are checking us out tonight. The chat box is wide open. So hit us up there. Like and subscribe. Hit me up on Twitter. And Trae Young with a bucket. Van Vliet, a little bit too strong, but Toronto gets the rebound and then lays it up and in. And a backcourt violation on the Hawks. It's a 6-5 game. Toronto on top by one here with 8.5 minutes to go in the first period. So Toronto comes into this game 39-16. Again, and they're actually 2 games behind Milwaukee for the lead in the East. The Hawks come in at 18-35. And the Hawks are currently, there are 4 teams that the Hawks would have to climb to get that 8th playoff spot. We're actually closer to the 8th playoff spot than we are to the bottom, where the New York Knicks have only won 10 games. The Hawks have won 18 games. And so we've got a better shot of making the playoffs than we do for tanking, which a lot of people think that should be the goal. You can let us know what you think in the box. It is quite the hot button issue around these parts. And so the Raptors are at the line. And that shot is good, so it's 11-7 with 8 minutes to go. First quarter. Glad you're with us on a beautiful Thursday. Taurean Prince for 3. Lowry for 3. That's no good for Toronto, so Trae Young rebounds it. Kevin Huerter. And now it goes back to Trae Young. Runner in the lane is good, and he's fouled. Way to go, Trae Young. January's NBA Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Month for January, that is. Misses the free throw. Toronto for 3. That one's off. John Collins with the rebound. Huerter drives the lane. Nice floater, and it goes. Last time these two teams played back in January, and that game was up in Toronto. The final score on that one, 104-103 Toronto. The Hawks put up a great fight and lost it in the waning seconds of that one. So we know we can hang tight with these guys. Let's see how we do now that the venue has switched back to Atlanta. Trae Young misses his layup, and Toronto comes away with it. We're efforting the bone crusher, John Wilson. We hope he shows up here on the scene. 6 minutes even to go, first quarter. And we've got a timeout on the floor. First one of the night. It's called by the Hawks. We'll take one with them, and we'll return in just a few. A-Bomb Coast to Coast. Stay right here. Welcome back, coast to coast. Thursday night, we are back in Atlanta for you. Hawks and Raptors. Hawks up by 1. And excited to report that Josh and Sean, the Sports Fury guys, just came out with their annual rankings and their top 50 internet stream live reaction guys. I'm not on the list this year. I'm new to this game, just getting started. But Josh and Sean, if you're watching, I will be on your list next year. Book it. The top 50 live reaction streamers list. I will be on it next year. And so we're back, and Toronto up for 3. That shot is no good. They get their own rebound. And we have 5 seconds to shoot for Toronto. Ibaka, turnaround, and it goes with 5 minutes remaining in the first. John Collins, nice little floater from 7 feet. And that's 7 points for John Collins. We have a foul before the shot on Atlanta. That one's on the redhead, Kevin Huerter. I want to be on that list, Josh and Sean. You need me on that list. And so the oldest player in the association checks into the game for Atlanta. 42-year-old Vince Carter is on the floor. 4.5 minutes in the first. We'll bring you some Jim Rome show from earlier today. That'll come up. And nice defense by the Hawks. I keep getting confused by these white Hawks uniforms with the gold numbers. Is this an homage to Georgia Tech? And Bembry for 3. That one's from the corner, and it goes 22-15. That's the Hawks' lead with 4 minutes to go. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. There goes Bembry driving the lane. And we got a foul on Toronto. Lots of action today, or in all this week, really, in the NBA, involving a lot of trades. Again, not much going on in Atlanta. We jettisoned Tyler Dorsey to Memphis in exchange for former Hawk Sheldon Mack. Point guard Sheldon Mack will be coming back to the ATL. Nothing incredibly exciting there. Nice 3 from the Hawks just then. Did not see who shot that one. And another stoppage. So Lowry for 3 for Toronto. It's an air ball. And the Hawks pick it up. And Vince Carter for 3. Yes! And that's another timeout. This time it's on Toronto. It's 28-17. Hawks up 3 minutes even in the first quarter. Let's take a timeout. A-bomb coast to coast on a Thursday night. It's 8 o'clock on the East Coast. You're with A-Bomb, coast to coast. And we're back in Atlanta. And the Hawks up by 11. Under 3 to go in this first period. And there's a foul on the Hawks. That one's on Jeremy Lin. Bob Rathbun just wished a very happy Lunar New Year to all Asians in the community, including Jeremy Lin. Way to go, Bob. Bob Rathbun. If you live in Atlanta, this guy's been on TV for 20 years. Don't know how. Don't know why. Don't know why we can't do just a little bit better than Bob. But he's our Bob. He's been around forever. He used to do Braves and Hawks. Now just Hawks. And then you'll see him do WNBA, women's college basketball. Anything for a buck. And Vince Carter with another 3. That's his second one tonight. Hawks are 7 from 9 from the arc. And the Raptors answer with a deuce. Bazemore drives in. You thought it was going to go. It didn't. He thought he was fouled and wasn't. We're under 2 minutes to go. And an air ball from Toronto. That one drifts out of bounds and back to the Hawks. Toronto down a couple of men. They actually only have 9 guys available tonight. So we'll see if that ends up hurting them. As mentioned earlier, they did pick up Marc Gasol, the 7'1", 34-year-old, in a trade with Memphis. But he is not with the team tonight. Van Vliet dribbling and then launches a 3. It's no good. And nice rebound from Atlanta. And Bembry drives in off the glass, and it goes. Under a minute. (33-19), Hawks up. And a reach-in foul on Atlanta. We'll get Jim Rome queued up for you. We'll hit some of that in between quarters. And I know he's talking about a lot of the NBA trades here on this trade deadline that occurred earlier today. Kawhi Leonard not playing tonight. So really, you got to like the Hawks' chances. I mean, we're up 33-20, and Toronto misses a free throw. And so Hawks have it with 37 seconds remaining in the quarter. Jeremy Lin goes in. That layup is no good. And here come the Raptors. That one goes out of bounds. A difference of 7 seconds in the 2 clocks as we wind down the first quarter. And so here we go. 20 seconds remaining. Toronto will have to take a shot. And then what happened here? We've got a foul on the Hawks. And so Toronto with the line to shoot 2. Van Vliet. And he makes the second of 2. 16 seconds left for the Hawks. Shot clock is off. And so with 9 seconds to go, Jeremy Lin with it. Now Vince Carter. Vince drives in. His layup is no good, but he got fouled with 1.5 seconds left. So bad foul for Toronto. And that sends Vince Carter to the line to shoot 2. First one is no good. 1.5 seconds to go after this free throw. And Vince Carter puts up his second of 2. He misses both. Hawks get the rebound and get a shot up at the buzzer, but it's no good. So we end the first quarter just like that. It's 33-22. Hawks up by 11. Here comes Jim Rome from earlier today, courtesy of CBS Sports Radio. We will be back.
Welcome to the jungle. An awesome Thursday to you. What's going on? My name is Jim Rome. It is great to have you here. The program is brought to you by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Rocket Mortgage is with you every step of the way to provide a seamless mortgage experience. All right, really good show for you today. Let's get this thing going. Telephone number is toll free 1-800-636-8686. It's kind of strange. Sometimes it goes like this, but we are going back to back in hour number 1 again. So I would encourage you to call. I mean, I might bust open the open for the right telephone call. If not, I've got an interview coming up next segment. I've got an interview coming up in the segment after that, too. Actually, my bad. Hawk, you got to wake the hell up right now. Dude, I'm not even going to spare you for that. My bad. Oh, my bad. Mike Dom.
I called it wrong.
I called it wrong. I thought we were going back to back. Yeah,
my bad, my
let's
friend.
just go ahead and run that thing back. Start me over.
Southern California. This is the Jim Rome Show on CBS Sports Radio.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the program. I am Jim Rome. A very good Thursday to you. All right, this program brought to you by Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans. Rocket Mortgage is with you every step of the way to provide a seamless mortgage experience. It is great to be with you. All right, coming up next segment, I've got Mike Dom. He's a Jackrabbits forward for South Dakota State. I've got that coming up in about 10 minutes. In hour number 2, isn't that great the way we kind of evenly distribute these interviews? One in hour 1, one in hour 2, one in hour 3. I've got a member of the NFL Hall of Fame class of 2019, Kevin Mawai. Look for that in the second hour. In hour number 3, Mark Turgeon, Maryland head basketball coach.
All right, we're back, and it's 33-22. Hawks on top. Start of the second quarter. Bring you some scores in just a few moments. And Jeremy Lin gets a layup. Nice alley-oop on the other end for Toronto that ends in a slam dunk. Jeremy Lin with the ball. Dribbling. 6 seconds to shoot. Jeremy puts it up. It's a little bit too strong, and that one goes to Toronto. Nice rejection by Vince Carter. Old man still has some legs, as Dominique just said, but then Toronto nails a three-pointer. And it's 35-27, Hawks on top. Alex Len gets fouled. Good-looking block on that replay from Vince Carter. Way to go. Welcome in Owen Parkin. He says, go Raps. Glad to have you on board. So Vince Carter with it. Over to Bembry. Bembry drives the lane, then dishes it out for three. Torian Prince for three. 38-27. Hawks back up by 11. Nice lay-in by Toronto. And they cut the lead to 9. Let's take a moment to go over some scores. It's Indiana 71-53 over the Clippers. Magic 71, T-Wolves 58. That one's in the second quarter. We have, and that's it. That's all your games going on right now. We have the Celtics and Lakers getting set to tip off here shortly. And then in just a few moments, in fact, another one just got underway. Grizzlies at OKC just underway in the first. The Thunder up 4-0 in that one. That is your scoreboard, brought to you by YouTube Live. I am A-Bomb. You are with Coast to Coast. We're glad to have you on board. Make sure to mention where you are watching from tonight. And we appreciate everybody joining us on this Thursday night. And so it is a foul on Jeremy Lin. Hawks with it. Alex Lin from three. Nice. It goes from the baseline. Atlanta 9 of 12 on three-pointers tonight. I believe we call that en fuego. And Toronto is just 2 of 11 from beyond the arc, including that one that just went off the backboard and hit or missed all the rim. Did not catch 1 inch of rim. And then Jeremy Lin for 2. All right, we've got a Canadian viewer. Thank you for being here with us. This game is being broadcast. I'm in Metro Atlanta. Okay. Probably about half an hour drive from the Hawks Stadium, from the Hawks Arena, State Farm Arena. I will be attending the game on Saturday night, so I will not be able to bring you that one live. Siaka gets it to go and one. John Collins, the guilty party there. Yes, he is. Vince Carter is in the lineup. He's already hit 2 3-pointers. And the 42-year-old is back on the bench right now, but he will be back. He's had 2 threes plus a block. How about that for the old man? John Collins loses it out of bounds, but he was fouled there. Jeremy Lin drives in, does not go. And long pass. Toronto had a wide open layup, but it did not go. And the Hawks come away with it. Kevin Herter. And Torian Prince from way downtown from Buckhead, and it goes. The Hawks cannot miss from three-point tonight. John Collins goes coast to coast with it. And it does not go. Does not go. It's out of bounds to Toronto. Oh, yeah, we all remember Vinsanity when he was up there in Toronto. And, in fact, the last game, which was on January 8th, the Hawks played up in Toronto. That was Vince Carter night up in the Scotiabank Arena. And he had a pretty good night that night, as I recall. But the Hawks did fall 104 to 101 in that one. And so we're in a timeout right now. Let's hit this real quick. We'll be right back. A-Bomb Coast to Coast on a Thursday night. Hang tight. We are back. 7:38 to go in the first half. And Owen, I'm sure you've got an opinion on the trade that is sending Marc Gasol your way. You got to be pumped about that, right? The 7'1" beast. Daniel Hamilton has been released by the Hawks today. And we picked up Jabari Bird from the Celtics, but he's expected to be waived right away. Not sure exactly why that transaction went down, because Jabari Bird had an assault charge against him, and he's not gone through the legal system yet. Not sure what's going on with that. If any Hawks fans are out there that understand why that deal was made, let us know, please. Siaka for 3 from the corner. That goes. Kevin Huerter with a nice assist to Taurean Prince from across the floor. He hits the 3. It's 50-35. And Atlanta 11 from 15 from downtown. Siaka hits one for Toronto. That's a 3. It's raining 3-pointers in the ATL. Here's Kevin Huerter with his, and it goes. The redhead gets in on the 3-point action. Siaka answers with 2. 53-40, Hawks on top with 6 minutes, 7 seconds, first half. Kevin Huerter dribbles over to John Collins. Floater in the lane. Does not go. Rebound, Toronto. Lowry gets fouled on his way up for a layup. And we'll go to the line to shoot 2 for the Raptors. If you're on Twitter, make sure to hit me up there at abomb98. Like and subscribe if you will, please. We're trying to make this thing go large. Ibaka hits the second of 2, so it's 53-41. That's 7 points tonight for him. Taurean Prince in the lane. Turnaround, fadeaway, not a good shot, and it's no good. Hawks are on the bonus. Ibaka, air ball. And the Hawks come away with it. We got a whistle. So Trae Young is fouled, and he will go to the line. 2 shoot 2, and now we've got a T. Who's that on? Siakam teed up for Toronto. What did he just do? So Trae Young's going to shoot the T, and then he's going to shoot 2 after that. So everybody clears away for the technical, and it's good. So now everybody comes back for the 2 regular free throws. In the third quarter, it's the Pacers 77, Clippers 57. Also in the third, Orlando Magic up 80-64 over the T-Wolves. And just underway in Boston, it's the Celtics 11, Lakers 9. And also in the first quarter in Oklahoma City, OKC up 16-14 on the Grizz. We're under 5 minutes in the first half in Atlanta. And Lowry for 3 for Toronto. Nice reverse layup for Taurean Prince on a pass from Trae Young. And now John Collins has committed a foul on the other end. We've got 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. Lowry at the line, and the first of 2 goes for him. And Lowry hits the second of 2. Hawks with 12 three-pointers here in the first half. That's the most they've had all year in the first half. Van Vliet, corner 3 goes. It rattles home. And the Hawks up 60-49. 3 minutes, 58 seconds in the half. Dwayne Dedmon gets in on the scoring action. He gets 2. Runner in the lane. And thanks for the Bone Crusher. Working some subs for me. Hopefully we get a couple of those tonight. Would love to get over 30. That would be huge. On a Thursday night, no less. And there's Dedmon for 3. 65-49, 3:18 remaining first half. Atlanta 13 for 17 from downtown. And now Trae Young with the ball. And he gets fouled. And the Hawks are in the bonus, so the Trae Young here will go to the line to shoot 2, even though it was not a shooting foul. Trae Young, first of 2, is no good. And so Trae Young with the second of 2. That's good, and now he has 10 points for the night. Under 3 to go. We'll bring you Jim Rome from earlier today at halftime. Van Vliet thought about a 3. Now he gets fouled as he drives the lane. And we've got a timeout on the floor, 66-49 with 2:40 left to go in the first half. We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll be right back. Stay where you are. This is A-Bomb Coast to Coast. We are back. 2 minutes 43 seconds in the first half, and we're glad to have NC Fire on board. We see he's got some action going on tonight already, apparently with the Nuggets. And NC Fire, we wish you the best of luck. We hope you win everything tonight. Way to go. And so we're getting set to finish out this first half. The Hawks have been on fire from the three-point line tonight. 13 threes already in the first half. And that's a Hawks record for the season. Most threes in a half so far this year. And Van Vliet back at the line to shoot two. The first one goes. If you're a baseball fan, we're excited to bring you that. Braves action starting March 28th. And we're only a week away from pitchers and catchers reporting for spring training. Those are the magic words that every fan wants to hear after the Super Bowl is over. Trae Young with the ball, 2.5 minutes to go. And then somebody just missed a three for Atlanta. That was Bazemore. He missed a three, which is unusual tonight. Lowry gets fouled underneath a bucket. He'll go to the line. And that's number 2 on Dedmon. First of 2 goes for Lowry. And here comes the second of 2 with 2 minutes 10 seconds remaining first half. So that one goes. 66-53 is your Hawks score. And the Hawks are up, and it's 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes to go. And Bazemore, another missed three-pointer, rebound, Toronto. Toronto only with 9 active players tonight, so we'll see if that comes back to haunt them. And of course, if you haven't heard the news yet, we know that Marc Gasol will be coming to Toronto very soon. Dedmon for 3, no good, so you know everything's starting to catch up for the Hawks from 3. Oh, and what a dunk from Toronto. Wowzer. Siakam threw that one down with authority. Trae Young misses a long one. Hawks up by 11. We've got 1 minute remaining first half. Jim Rome Show coming your way at halftime. Toronto misses a 3, and Bazemore grabs that rebound. Let's see what's going on in the box right now. And we've got Connor McIlkenny in the house. Welcome in, mate. From Glasgow. And another whistle with 29 seconds. Stoppage of clock. Let's see who that's on. And that was on the Hawks. Not sure which player. Looks like Bazemore is the guilty party. That's the third on, actually Dedmon. Third on Dedmon. That's who the foul's on. And Green at the line to shoot 2 for the Raptors. And then Bazemore draws a tee. He got teed up as he was watching the Toronto player take his free throws, and so now everybody backs off and clears away so Green can now take a technical. That goes. And now he's got a second free throw to go. And so everybody comes back now. That was technical foul number 10 this season for Bazemore. And so Green ends up hitting both of his regular free throws and a tee in between all of that. 23 seconds to go. We've got a difference of 5 seconds on the 2 clock, so the Hawks are going to have to shoot this one. Taurean Prince, and it goes from 2. 12.5 seconds left now. Shot clock is off. Hawks up 68-60. 6 seconds to go. Lowry with it for Toronto. He puts up 3. It does not go, and there's the buzzer. So we end the first half just like that. It's 68-60 Hawks. Glad you're with us. A-Bomb Coast to Coast. And now let's turn it over to CBS Radio and the Jim Rome Show for halftime. Enjoy. We'll be back.
Joins me. So that's then. Those 3 interviews coming up. Telephone number is still 1-800-636-8686. Follow me on Twitter if you don't mind, at Jim Rome. Email me directly at Rome, R-O-M-E, at Habitate.com. Big story of the day, the NFL and NBA trade deadline. NBA trade deadline coming up in less than 3 hours right now. 12 noon, 3 Eastern. We are tracking that. Some deals have gone down. Not the big one that we're all waiting on, but some deals have gone down. Let me start right there. You know, it's a good thing that there's a credit card company that does NBA jersey assurance. You know that program where if you buy a player's jersey and then he leaves the team, you get a free replacement jersey. And that program is going to be doing business after yesterday. Let me give you a quick mini rundown of everybody who's trying on new gear and posing for new photos today. Otto Porter Jr. lugging his massive contract from Washington to Chicago, while Jabari Parker and Bobby Portis are making their way to Washington. You've got Miami shipping Tyler Johnson and Wayne Ellington to Phoenix for Ryan Anderson. Phoenix now has something like a point guard, but other than 3 guys involved in that trade and their families, I'm not sure anybody is going to notice. Sacramento, Houston, Cleveland engineer a 3-team, 6-player, 2-pick deal that includes Iman Shumpert, Brandon Knight, Alec Burks, and 3 other guys who you've already forgotten about. So under this jersey assurance program, if you have an Alec Burke Cleveland Cavaliers jersey, you can replace that with an Alec Burke Sacramento Kings jersey for free. And speaking of Sacramento, that's where Harrison Barnes is going to apply his trade now that he's been moved from Dallas for Josh Jackson and Zach Randolph. So on the surface, that right there is a pretty interesting trade. In reality, it's kind of insane because the trade went down during the Mavs game, either while Barnes was in the game or was on the bench. His numbers for last night, 26 minutes, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 new team. Philadelphia sent Malachi Richardson, a 2022 second-round pick, and draft rights to a 31-year-old guy playing in the Turkish league in exchange for the greatest piece of all, cash considerations. And last but not least, the New Orleans Pelicans are making a trade, except it's sending Wesley Johnson to Washington for Markieff Morris and a second-round pick in 2023. Of course, the Pelicans did not trade Anthony Davis last night, but there is a theory floating around as to why that is, and it's absolutely amazing. Yesterday, Rachel Nichols asked Brian Windhorst if it's possible that the Pelicans were ever seriously interested in dealing with the Lakers, or if all the talks and leaks were designed to sabotage the Lakers as revenge for what they believed to be tampering with Anthony Davis. Windhorst's response was, quote, "It's not just possible, it's what happened." And then he went on and said, quote, "The Pelicans had a method to their madness in the way this went. Did they know it was going to lead to a 40-point loss because everybody's upset? Not necessarily," end quote. All right, so as this theory goes, this is absolutely amazing. Like revenge, sabotage, where do I sign up? You can't pop enough popcorn for me to check this out. If that's true, that is one of the greatest, coldest moves ever. That's some Game of Thrones bleep right there. Like the reps for Anthony Davis, as the theory goes, the reps for Anthony Davis created all this chaos for New Orleans with the announcement that he was not going to re-sign with the Pelicans. The Lakers jump in and they tamper. They create more chaos. So what do you do at that point? Do you panic? Do you rush to make a deal with the Lakers just to make it all end because there's so much chaos and you're panicking and it's uncomfortable? No, quite the contrary. Because according to this theory, if you're GM Dell Demps, you actually use it. You see, according to this theory, Dell Demps looked at that chaos and realized the chaos is not a pit. Chaos is a ladder, and he started to climb. According to said theory, he kept getting LA to offer more and more players and then allowed that information to get out so that everybody knew who LA thought was disposable, who LA thought was tradable, who LA put on the block. So everybody in that locker room knew who LA thought was disposable. So nobody in that locker room felt safe. And then they all start to be insecure, and they start to question themselves and start to question whether or not LeBron wants to play with them, whether or not Magic wants them. Like, oh, you're going to offer us two of your young players? Which ones? Brandon Ingram and Josh Hart. Yeah, nah. Why don't you give us a little more than that? Meanwhile, the leaks continue to come out to the media, so these guys know that the team is talking about them and may not want them. And then the next offer comes in, and then the next offer, and that gets leaked too. And it gives you the impression that it's close, but you really need some more. You need more names, more options. After all, you're asking us to give up our Hall of Famer, so you better sweeten that pot. Then it's a combination of Ingram, Hart, Kuzma, Ball, and all of that gets leaked. And if you're New Orleans, you're thinking, how can we make this better? How do we make this better? How do we drag even more names into this? How can we jack with more heads in the Laker locker room? What if we ask them to take Solomon Hill off our hands for salary cap relief? Suddenly then the deal is Ball, Kuzma, Ingram, Rondo, Stevenson, Beasley, and some draft picks. Before you know it, everybody not named LeBron is in that deal. And everybody not named LeBron is freaking out that they're about to be dealt. And look what that led to. The reported incident in the locker room after the Golden State game. The chance in Indiana.
Against the Lakers is you can offensive rebound them, but most importantly, you have to transition back for defensive purposes to force them to play through your defense.
Brandon Ingram in his third year out of Duke. They averaged 16 points last year in year two.
That's what that led to. The chance, the beatdown, the image of LeBron on the bench with 3 empty seats separating him from the rest of the team. A team that had been rolling earlier in the season, now in shambles. And one that might be pretty freaking hard to put back together. Like, what if they don't make that deal? And it doesn't look like they're going to make that deal. Then you've got to bring all these guys back. You got to bring all these guys back because Dell Demps smashed them up. If it's true. If it's true. If it's true, Dell Demps took what looked like an impossible situation and he made it amazing. You think you have leverage? You think you've got the hammer? You think you've got something over me? Yeah, well, I'm going to work in the shadows and in the trade rumors, and I'm going to poison your drinking water, salt your fields. I'll make you waste a year with LeBron. Maybe another one if you ever want to get your hands on Anthony Davis as a free agent. You jack with our chemistry, I'll destroy yours. I'll jack with the heads of your young guys. I'll have them taunted and wrecked in every arena. I'll make your whole organization seem dysfunctional. I'll make it seem like nobody wants to go there. I'll make it seem like Magic doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Nobody will want to go there. Nobody will want to sign there. I mean, that is some genuine warlock stuff. Some epic spycraft. That's not just some Game of Thrones bleep. Let me tell you what that is. That's some Big West bleep. That's the Dell Demps you're coming for. Dell Demps, the pride of Pacific. When you mess with the Pelicans, you're messing with the Big West. And you do not want to mess with the Big West. That's the conference of Jerry Tarkanian, Armin the Hammer Gilliam, B. Shaw. Do I need to continue? Larry Johnson, Stacey Augmon, J.R. Ryder, Anderson Hunt, Connor Henry, Greg Anthony, Eric MacArthur, Cedric Sabalos, Leon Wood, Bruce Bowen, Gary Gray. What I'm telling you. Idris Jones. What I'm telling you is that you do not come out of the Big West without being tested in the harshest fires. If you survive the Big West, you survived on talent, skill, and most importantly, toughness. You will not put a Big West legend in a corner. You will not try to get a Big West legend to back down because you'll pay the price. And it may be immediate. It may take time. That vengeance may come in the way that you most expected or in the way you least expected. But know this, the Big West remembers. The Big West never forgets. Go ask Jerry Pym. If you want to mess with the Big West, know this. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Man, expect us. Dell Demps will probably never admit that he did this. He'll probably never admit that this was his plan to exact revenge. But he doesn't have to because it's working and it's spectacular. This isn't just impressive. This is legendary. If all of this is true, there should be a banner in the New Orleans Raptors with Dell Demps' name on it. Don't you ever jack with the Big West. Or Dell Demps, Pacific's finest. I see you working, Dell. Allegedly. When we come back, South Dakota State, Jackrabbit forward, Mike Daum. You know, now that I've been sleeping on my Casper mattress, I'd pick it over every mattress I've ever had. It helps me get the best night of sleep ever. Once you try Casper, you're going to love yours too. Casper is a high-quality mattress at an affordable price. I sleep cool and comfortably every single night thanks to the unique combination of foams that provide the right pressure relief and alignment. Casper ships right to your door for free in a small, how'd they do that, size box. They'll even pick it up if you don't love yours, and they will refund you everything. From its engineering to its packaging to letting you try it for 100 nights. It is no wonder. Casper has over 35,000 five-star reviews of all their products across Casper, Google, and Amazon. Put Casper to the test for 100 nights risk-free. Go to Casper.com and use the code ROAM for $50 off towards the purchase of select mattresses. Casper.com, codename ROAM. And get $50 off towards the purchase of certain mattresses. Again, Casper.com. Terms and conditions do apply. Additional fees may apply for Hawaii and Alaska.
You're listening to The Jim Rome Show.
Welcome back. NBA trade deadline today, of course. Gave you my thoughts at the very top. Let's talk some college basketball. We are joined right now by a forward for South Dakota State, a two-time Summit League Player of the Year, a Wooden Award finalist, 28 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, and a couple of blocks in Sunday's win over Denver. He's averaging 25 points and 11 rebounds this season. He passed Larry Bird on the all-time NCAA scoring list. South Dakota State, 19-6. They're 9-1 in conference play, and they are hosting North Dakota on Saturday. Mike Daum is my guest. Mike, it's great to have you on the show. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for having me on, Mr. Rome.
Really good to have you. Mike, nice to visit with you. Listen, before we get into the records that you're setting right now, you got to take us back a little bit. You're from a small town in Nebraska. For those who do not know, Mike, what is the name of that town, and what was it like growing up there?
Yeah, Yeah, it's a small town on the western side of the state called Kimball, Nebraska. It's about 2 hours north of Denver, Colorado, all the way over in that panhandle. And it's kind of a small farming town. Growing up there was definitely an experience that I was very grateful to, be a part of. My parents very hardworking and making lots of sacrifices for me to be in the position I am today.
And Mike, you're growing up in a town of less than 3,000 people. That's how small that was in rural western Nebraska. Pretty safe to say that you're not going to be on the radar of a lot of college basketball programs. So when did you first get into basketball, and how much of that love of the game comes from your mom, Michelle?
Yeah, I was able to get into the game of basketball at a super young age. I mean, it seems like ever since I was born, my mom had a basketball in my hand, and I'm just very grateful for that, just because I fell in love with it right away, and I kind of fell in love with the grind of, early mornings going to the gym and late at night staying at the gym. And my mom was a huge reason for that. She was a basketball stud herself, going through college and then into the professional world a little bit. And she's the one who pushed me every day. And then with my dad too, seeing how hard he worked and how hard he was able to sacrifice for me to get to where I am today. I'm just very grateful for both of them.
Mike Dahm joining us. You mentioned your mom was a stud, and that's true. She's a University of Wyoming basketball legend. The two of you used to work in your high school gym at night running drills, and you fell in love with the grind, and a lot of that grind came from her. What were those sessions with your mom like?
They were intense. When I was younger, it's crazy. I kind of go back and we laugh sometimes that, she used to film my 4th and 5th grade basketball games, and we'd go home and watch film, and she would criticize me on things I needed to do better. And then, late at nights as I...
All right, we are back. A-Bomb Coast to Coast, getting ready to start the third period. Hawks up 68-60 at halftime. And thanks, by the way, to the Jim Rome Show, CBS Sports Radio. You can catch that 12 to 3 Eastern Time, Monday through Friday, and on CBS Sports Network, simulcast on TV with the Jim Rome Show. And so now we're underway, and Raptors start the second half with the ball, down 68-60 to Atlanta. And it is now a 6-point game. After Toronto hits that deuce. Dedmon hits another three for Atlanta. He's having a big night. We'll get you the halftime stats here in just a few moments. And so Taurean Prince leading the way with 19 points for Atlanta. Trae Young with 10. John Collins with 7. Those are your Atlanta leaders. And for Toronto tonight, Siakam has 20 points. Van Vliet, 14. And several others with 7 points apiece. Green takes the three and misses it. But Toronto keeps the rebound, gets their own offensive rebound, and then Van Vliet knocks down a three. So the Hawks do not like what they see. 1.5 minutes into the second half, and we've already got a timeout. So we'll be right back. Don't you move. It's A-Bomb Coast to Coast. Welcome back. Let's go to the YouTube Live scoreboard, shall we? And so the Pacers up 105-80 on the Clippers. That game's in the fourth quarter. Also in the fourth, it's Orlando 111, the T-Wolves 96. We're in the second quarter in Boston where the Celtics lead 48-35. Also in the second in OKC, the Thunder up 42-38 over the Memphis Grizzlies. And that wraps up your scoring update. We're glad you could join us here on Coast to Coast. Hope you like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And as you can see there, we will be doing Braves live reaction in March. And we've got, also in the month of March, the Atlanta United and their first game of the year. All right, so we're back to live action. Hawks did not like what they saw, and Coach Pierce immediately called a timeout just a minute and a half into the second half. And so it's down to a 4-point advantage for the Hawks. Kevin Huerter dishes it over to Dedmon. Dedmon throws it back to three-point territory, and then Taurean Prince loses it, and it gets stolen by Toronto. Green for three, and it's good. And now we've got a 1-point game. All of a sudden, under 10 minutes to go in the third period. Bummer. John Collins jams it home with two hands. He'll be in the slam dunk contest, by the way. And that comes your way the following weekend after this one from Charlotte. Van Vliet from way downtown. No good. Hawks grab the board. Hawks with a slim 3-point lead. They were up by as much as 16 earlier. John Collins launches a three. Air ball. That was some weak sauce right there, JC. That was awful. We're 3 minutes now into the second half. Toronto with the ball. Van Vliet down low. And who was that? Anyway, the shot goes for Toronto. It's a 1-point game once again. Hawks celebrating their 50th year in Atlanta. And you can see on the half-court logo that the Hawks are celebrating that fact. And the franchise started in St. Louis. A championship, an NBA championship was won in St. Louis. But ever since the Hawks have moved to Atlanta, in those 50 years, we have not gotten to an NBA Finals. And now the Hawks find themselves down by 2. Nice floater from Trae Young. He gets fouled and will go to the line to shoot 1. Let's welcome in Zira Glows. Where are you coming from tonight? And Trae Young has missed a bunch of free throws tonight, including that one, but he gets his own rebound and puts it up for 2. So that ends up being a 4-point trip down the floor for Atlanta. You don't see that every day. Okay, then. Welcome in from down under. Glad to have you along. We're international friendly here. We are not about any walls. We're not into walls on this YouTube channel. We welcome everybody aboard. And John Collins with a deuce. And the Hawks back up by 4 with 7 minutes to go in the third period. And there's a foul on the Hawks, so Toronto will be going to the line to shoot 2. And so Toronto at the line to shoot 2. First one is no good. Pascal Siakam with 20 points tonight. Here comes the second of 2. That one goes. He makes 1 of 2 from the line, and it is 79-76, Hawks on top. John Collins for 3. No good. Toronto rebound. Oh, boy. And Green takes a shot. It's no good. Lots of crazy action prior to that shot. And now Taurean Prince touches it. It goes out of bounds off him. And that's the 7th Atlanta turnover on the evening. Hawks still up 79-76. Toronto for 3, trying to tie it up. It doesn't go. Trae Young rebounds it. He's driving in the paint, then backs out, and then goes back in. He takes a 2, and it's good. Nicely done from the rookie Trae Young. Last year's Rookie of the Month in the NBA, by the way. That's 16 points for Trae Young, the Hawks' #1 draft pick. Ibaka gets fouled. He will go to the line to shoot 2. And that's 4 on the redhead Kevin Huerter tonight. Nice mid-range jump shot on the replay for Trae Young to put the Hawks up by 5. But Toronto at the line shooting 2 right now. And the first one's no good. And that's Ibaka at the line. He missed the first of 2. Neither team shooting particularly well from the charity stripe tonight. And so here's Serge with the second of 2. That one goes. 81-77. Hawks up by 4. 5.5 to go in the third period from Atlanta. Trae Young misses his shot. And here comes Toronto. Serge Ibaka puts up a layup. It does not go, and the Hawks come away with it. Trae Young dribbles around. Gets it off to John Collins, who puts it up and hits the side of the glass, and then it goes out of bounds. And we have... Okay, well, it's not a timeout. I thought we had a timeout. We'll keep it right here. 81-77, Hawks up by 4 with 5:03 remaining third period. And Toronto with it with under 5 to go in this period. Here goes Lowry for 3, and it goes. 81-80, Hawks up by 1. 4:44 to go in the period. Trae Young comes the other way with it. Bembry goes in and hook shots it, but he commits an offensive foul. And another turnover, and Raptors with it with a chance to take the lead. If you're an Atlanta United fan, we will have that for you. We've got their first game of the season coming up on March 3rd. We will do all that live reaction streaming. And so now we're back to live action with Raptors in possession of the basketball. And we've got a tight one. Van Vliet for 3 from the corner. That does not go, and Vince Carter rebounds. Vince Carter back in the game. And now he takes a 3. No good. Rebound Toronto. And Green takes it in for a layup. It rolls around the rim, and it drops. And the Raptors are up 82-81. 3.5 to go, third quarter. From State Farm Arena in Atlanta. I'm in Metro Atlanta, Duluth, Georgia, to be specific. And Taurean Prince misses a 3. It comes up short, and Toronto. And we have a timeout because Toronto just scored, and they are now up 84-81 with 3 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in the third period. The Hawks have called a timeout. I am A-Bomb. You are on Coast to Coast on a Thursday night. Hang tight. We will be right back. Welcome back. It is A-Bomb with you, coast to coast. And let's give a shout out to AJ Hawk, who says go Hawks, and I am on board with that. Could not agree more. Let's hope we can pull this one out. It's pretty obvious we're not going to be tanking for the season. We're not doing a very good job of that. And so we're actually a little bit closer to the 8th spot in the playoffs than we are to that coveted last place spot where the Knicks currently reside with their 10 wins on the season. The Hawks have 18. And now Spellman in the game for the Hawks, and he gets hammered as he goes up for a layup, so he'll go to the line to shoot 2, down by 3 points here in the third quarter. Thanks a lot to the Bone Crusher, John Wilson, cracking heads in the chat box, making sure everybody stays in line there. The best moderator. And so here we go with Spellman's second shot. It does not go. First of 2 goes, but he misses the second, and so it is now a 2-point game. Hawks down 84-82, and we're under 3 to go in the third period. Three-pointer, no good for Toronto. And now Jeremy Lin gets fouled on the other end by Danny Green. All right, so Vince Carter with the ball. And now he passes it off. Jeremy Lin with it. And that one ends up going out of bounds. One official calls it Hawks ball. The other one calls it for Toronto. Let's see what the actual call is. And that one, unfortunately, Jeremy Lin threw that one out of bounds. Nobody touched it on its way out. And so it's Toronto ball. But somehow the Hawks still have it. Wait. I think they got that one wrong, or is this under review? Did somebody throw a penalty? Did somebody throw a challenge flag? All right, so we have a play under review. And all of these plays are decided up in Secaucus, New Jersey. And the Hawks keep it. All right, then. Nice break. 4 seconds to shoot for Atlanta, though. And Bazemore puts it up off the glass. It doesn't catch any rim. And a foul, however. All right, that is a foul on Toronto. So the Hawks are in the bonus. And I believe that's going to send them to the line. No, it does not. They are now in the bonus after that foul. Okay, so the Hawks with it. 10 seconds to shoot. Jeremy Lin goes behind his back with it. Then Spellman drives in. And it goes. And one. Kyle Lowry commits his third for Toronto. And so we've got an and one situation. Okay, so it's tied. And this free throw is no good, so it remains tied with under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Got us a hell of a basketball game. Lowry for 3. It's short. Hawks with a rebound. And Braves fans, this is where we bring it all to you. If you like live stream reaction shows and if you like the Atlanta Braves, we will have a lot of that for you this year. And so Toronto calls a timeout. in a tie ball game. 1:36 to go in the third period. Let's take a quick one. We'll be right back after this. A-Bomb Coast to Coast on a Thursday night. Don't move. All right, welcome back in. Let's take you around the league really quick. It's a final in Indianapolis. The Pacers 116 over the Clippers. 116-92 is your final there. It's also a final in Orlando where the Magic beat up on the Timberwolves 122-112. In other action, it's halftime in Boston where the Celtics are up 66-57 on the Lakers. And also it's halftime in Oklahoma City where the Grizzlies have a 2-point lead over the OKC Thunder. We also have San Antonio at Portland. That one is coming up later on tonight. And Siaka hits 2 and breaks the tie. It's 86-84 Toronto. Next Hawks game comes up Saturday night in Atlanta. I will happen to be at that game against the Hornets, so no live streaming for that one. And Jeremy Lin commits a foul with a $1:05 remaining in the third period. Under a minute to go. Raptors up, and they have the ball. Siaka puts up a shot. It doesn't go, but he gets fouled and will head to the line. That's the third on Jeremy Lin. And AJ, if you're still on board, let us know where you're watching tonight. Are you from Metro Atlanta like me? There aren't too many Hawks fans outside of the ATL. We're not like the Lakers. We're not like the Warriors or the Celtics. But we're working on it. Damn it. All right, then. So, after that trip to the line, the Raptors grab a 4-point lead. 47 seconds left in the third period. Hawks with the ball. Spellman takes a shot. That doesn't go. And the rebound corralled by Toronto. 25 seconds left. Third quarter, and a difference of about 5 seconds on the two clocks. Five seconds to shoot for Toronto. And we've got an offensive foul on Toronto, so the ball goes to Atlanta with 8.4 left in the third period. Thanks to everybody on board tonight. Thanks for being coast to coast with us. Okay, so Hawks will inbound the ball, and as soon as we have the substitution taken care of. Hawks down by 4, 8.4 seconds. Vince Carter will inbound it to Jeremy Lin. 7 seconds. Bazemore for three. It does not go, but Lloyd commits a foul, and the Hawks are in the bonus, so that's going to send them to the line. Brick from the line. The Hawks have not done well from the free throw line, and I'll have to check the stats here in a minute, but I'm going to say it's right about 50% tonight. And I was right. Actually, Rathbun just said it for me. 14 for 28 for the Hawks. And this is a three-point trip to the line. Third one does not go, but there was a foul on the rebound. This time that foul is on Bazemore. 1.8 seconds left. Toronto inbounds it. They get a shot off at the buzzer, and it was a good look, but it did not go. So the end of the third quarter is upon us. It's Toronto 88, Hawks 55, end of the third. And if you'll hang tight, we'll be back for the fourth quarter in mere moments. A-Bomb coast to coast. Stay tuned. We'll be right back on YouTube Live. We are back. Let's get this thing going on the fourth quarter. Okay, then. So it's 88-85, Raptors on top. We'll get the third quarter stats for you coming right up. And Vince Carter, 21st now on the all-time scoring list. And he's setting a different record just about every night. I mean, you know, you can't help it when you're 42 years old. And so Raptors hit one. It's 90-86. Raptors on top. Raptors outscored Atlanta 28-17 in the third quarter. And we now have 11 minutes to go in regulation. Vince Carter with it. Jams it home. Nicely done, big fella. Great. Yeah, an NBA game in real life is pretty damn cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool because the guys on TV, the TV does not do them justice. If you see them up close in person, you realize how big these guys are. That's what's cool about going to an NBA game. All right, so it's 92-88. Hawks hanging in there. And then Toronto goes in for a layup. It goes and one, and a foul. And that foul was on Vince. Siakam, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, for Toronto is leading the way with 29 points. Van Vliet with 21 for Toronto. And they actually have 5 in double figures tonight. Hawks have 3 in double figures. Taurean Prince with 19, John Collins with 11, and Trae Young with 16 points for the Hawks. Bazemore for 3. Rattles around the rim and out. (94-88). The Hawks are down. And another foul on the Hawks. Another shooting foul will send the Raptors to the line to shoot 2. Vince Carter commits another one. First one goes for Toronto. It's 95-88. And the second one also goes. It is 96-88. 10 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Hawks were on fire from 3 in the first half. Just the opposite here in the second half, where they are 1 for 7 from downtown.
I'm catching all the games with Metro. I love basketball.
Yeah?
Kevin Huerter, the redhead, back into the game, and Bazemore sits down for Atlanta. And now Vince Carter with the ball. Gives it off, hands it off to Trae Young. Now Trae back to Vince Carter. Vince Carter backing down in the lane. Goes up. Does not hit it. It looked like he got fouled there, though. Rejected by Vince Carter. That's his second block tonight. And the ball goes to Atlanta. Kevin Huerter travels with it. What the hell was that? That was not like a walking travel. That was he jumped up with the ball and came back down with it and then had the balls to take a shot after that. But it was too late by that time. The whistle had been blown. The hell was that? And the Hawks down by 8 after that turnover. Siakam holding the ball with 4 seconds to shoot. He puts it up. Swish. That's 31 points for him tonight. The Hawks are down by 10. And the wheels are coming off. Trae Young misses his attempt. The Raptors on a fast break. And now it's a three-point attempt, and that goes. And that is a timeout. We need that timeout because this game is getting out of control. Toronto 101, Atlanta 88. 8 minutes and 36 seconds left in this one. It's starting to go sideways for Atlanta. We're going to step away for a timeout. A-Bomb Coast to Coast on a Thursday night just past 9:30 Eastern. Thanks for being right here. Don't move. A-Bomb back in the house with you, and this game is resumed. It's 8:23 remaining in regulation. And John Collins gets fouled and will go to the line to shoot two. And Owen in the house saying go Raps. It's definitely going the Raps way right about now. Atlanta 8 for 20, a miserable percentage from the free throw line. And John Collins does manage to hit the second of two, and it's 101-89. Raptors up with 8-11. Toronto, less than a second to shoot, and that one goes off the glass. And the Hawks come away with a rebound. Got to score here, right? Taurean Prince goes up for three. That one does not go. That one's short. And the Raptors rip away the rebound. Then Van Vliet manages to get in the lane and lay it up. 103-89 Raptors. Van Vliet with 23 points. Nice three, rattles in. He gets the shooter's bounce, the shooter's touch on that tray. A tray from Trey, and now it's 103-92. Hawks cut into the lead ever so slightly. Siakam down low. His attempt doesn't go, but he gets his own rebound, and now they reset the offense. And a three-pointer is too strong, and Atlanta comes away with a rebound. Yeah, and the Hawks did have a great start. We're up by as much as 16. We could not miss from three-point. We hit 13 trays in the first half, and now we've gone ice cold. So we have another timeout on the floor with 6 minutes, 34 seconds to go. Let's step away for just a moment. A-Bomb is coast to coast with you, and I will be back for the resumption of this exciting game from Atlanta. Welcome back in, clones. And thanks for this big audience who has turned out for us tonight. Really appreciate everybody on board. And we would appreciate it if you would do me a solid and like and subscribe. That would be great. We want to blow this thing up. And so Dedmon for three. That doesn't go. And Toronto comes away with it up by 13. Just under 6 minutes to go in regulation. You can find me on Twitter at abomb98. Thanks again to the Bone Crusher for cracking heads in the chat box. 5 seconds to shoot for Toronto. Lowry puts up a three. It does not go. And Trae Young has the ball for Atlanta. Kevin Herter, the redhead, for 3. No good. And so the Raptors are passing it around. Van Vliet now drives. Left-handed layup goes. That was nice. And that's a career high for him. Van Vliet, the career high 27 for the Raptors. Trae Young's layup goes in and out. And Toronto hits a 3, and they take a commanding 110-92 lead. The Hawks shot 59% in the first quarter, 48 in the second, 39 in the third, and a dismal 20% here in the final quarter. Trae Young goes up for 3, and that's no good. Lowry with a 3. Air ball, and rebound goes to Trae Young. Now with under 4 minutes to go in the game, Taurean Prince to Dedmon, jams it, does not go, but he gets fouled in the process. And Dedmon will go to the line to shoot 2. This was such a good game for a while. Looked like it was the Hawks' night, and then they just hit the wall and cannot get a bucket, it seems like, in this fourth quarter. That free throw, however, for Dedmon drops. First of 2 goes. 3:54 remaining in the game. And thanks to all who have liked and subscribed tonight. Really appreciate that. Thank you guys. Second of 2 is up, and that one goes in. So Dedmon gets both. It's 110-94, Raptors on top. Van Vliet misses one, and the Hawks come away with a rebound. Three and a half minutes to go. We've got a whistle. And that's a timeout. Toronto calls a timeout with 3:32 left. Hawks need a miracle. They are down 110-94 in the fourth quarter. Let's take a timeout. We'll be right back. A-Bomb Coast to Coast on a Thursday. Don't move. All right, we're back up in here. State Farm Arena in Atlanta. That is the venue tonight. And it's Raptors 110, Hawks 94. 3 minutes and 19 seconds to go. Looked like the Hawks were cruising for a little while, but as things go in the NBA, the other team always inevitably makes a big run, and that's what happened. Appreciate AS Skits subscribing. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate all that. If we can get up to 30 subs tonight, that would be huge. Toronto with 3 seconds to shoot. 1 second. Gets it off, but it goes back to Atlanta. That shot is no good. 110-94, 3 minutes even to go. Fast break for Toronto. Shot doesn't go, but they get fouled. And we are essentially in garbage time from here on out. Under 3 minutes. And another career high. The Raptors have 2 career highs tonight. Van Vliet had a career high. So he had one. And the other career high tonight is 32 points for Siakam. Pascal Siakam, 32 points tonight and 13 rebounds. Hell of a night for him. Also Van Vliet. And I understand from the Bone Crusher that we now have 29 subs. That is large. Raptors up by 18. We're under 3 minutes remaining in the basketball game. MC moves. Well, this game is almost over. No, I don't really have a link for you. Wish I did. I'm currently watching this game on cable television. Getting old school with it. But we'll keep you right here and give you the play-by-play for the remaining 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Van Vliet for 3. That one does not go. However, Toronto gets the offensive rebound. Two minutes and 15 seconds remaining. We'll be here for you for the Braves later on in March 28th to be specific. That is the Braves opening game on March 28th. And then before that, on March 3rd, we have the Atlanta United season opener for you right here, right there, coast to coast. So make sure to hit us up for that. We're in garbage time. In Atlanta, State Farm Arena is the site. Let's give you a quick NBA scoreboard update. We'll get that for you, since this one is out of control. And we're in the third quarter in Boston, where the Celtics are now losing to the Lakers. Lakers up 93-89 in Boston. It is also the fourth quarter in Oklahoma City, where the Thunder are up 88-72 over Memphis. It's a final from Indy, where the Pacers won 116-92 over the Clippers. And is also a final from Orlando, where the Magic beat the T-Wolves 122-112. Only other game tonight starts in about 45 minutes. That one is in Portland, where the Spurs are in town. This NBA scoreboard brought to you by YouTube Live. And so the Raptors just scored. It's 114-96, a minute 14 in the game. Let's hope there are no more timeouts. We don't need to extend this misery any longer. I know we've got a lot of Toronto fans on board, so congratulations to you guys. You guys are in second place, 2 games behind Milwaukee. And Milwaukee is idle tonight, so that means Toronto picks up half a game. Congrats. Under a minute to go. Raptors shoot from the free throw line. First of 2 goes. Second of 2 goes. 116-96. That is your score from Atlanta as the Raptors are on top. 48 seconds to go. Ten seconds to shoot for the Hawks. And Bembry puts it in with 34 seconds left. It's 116-98. Raptors up. Raptors take a 3 from way downtown, and that one goes. That one was from practically in Marietta. 20 seconds left. Difference of 3 seconds in the 2 clocks. And Atlanta drains a 3. That was Jalen Adams in garbage time. And now with 8 seconds to go, Toronto is going to dribble this one out. And that's going to be your final score tonight. From State Farm Arena, the Raptors win over the Hawks 119-101. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate this big audience tonight. Had lots of fun. Could not do it without you, so I wanted to ask you to like and subscribe on your way out. Would appreciate that. Next Hawks game is Saturday night. The Charlotte Hornets are in town. I will be at that game, so no live stream for that. But we will catch you really soon. Thanks for joining me. Thanks to the Bone Crusher. Thanks to our big production team, everybody who made this possible. My name is A-Bomb. You are watching Coast to Coast, and we will see you next time. Good night now.